Hi, everyone. Jeff Lee here, Program Director of TMASF Connects. I am joined by TMASF Connect staff members Jen Pollard, Chief Operating Officer, and Shirley Lin, Marketing Associate. Today, we are discussing BART, from pandemic-related issues to safety and cleanliness to the commuter experience. TMASF Connects has been a 30-plus year supporter of BART, its services, and the many benefits of using public transportation. We are a privately funded nonprofit that promotes alternatives to driving alone. Our goal in this interview series is to explore the efforts that BART is undertaking to offer safe, clean, and reliable transportation at a time when conditions are rapidly changing and commute patterns are uncertain. We would like to welcome and thank Alicia Trost, Chief Communications Officer, and Sequoia Taylor, BART Transit Ambassador, for taking time to talk with us today. Our last topic will be on the BART Transit Ambassador Program. We'd first like to congratulate BART on winning the Innovation in Public Safety Award in 2020. My first question is for Sequoia. How long have you been an ambassador? And for those unfamiliar with the program, what is the Ambassador Program and its goals and focus?
I started my role as an ambassador in January of 2021 as a special assignment at the time. It's been tremendous for me. I've learned a lot. Our role as an ambassador is high visibility on the trains and the stations. So we want people to feel safe and to see us. We're there for safety purposes. I'm glad that we're able to provide options for people to navigate throughout the system. We're not just a presence. We're also kind of like a map. If I could assist someone getting, from one station to the next.
What is an average day like for you?
I cannot tell you that I think it's going to be busy today. No, we've seen a couple of crush loads. So sometimes you have to have those conversations, those open conversations, and explain to people what our actual roles are. And when I tell them that, hey, I'm just here to check on you and make sure you feel safe, that gives them peace of mind because they see that we have a belt and we have Narcan, we have keys. The belt has done it in the past, but due to our uniform change, we don't have tactical belts anymore. We have actual regular belts that just look like it's equipment attached to it, but it's helpful equipment. So an average day is always, it becomes sentimental for me sometimes because when I see drug addicts, I have a mother that is going through that right now. So to see that, it makes me feel more sentimental. So an average day always changes, to be honest with you. It changes. It could be something that's just a breeze to get through and maybe a couple of calls I have to get on dispatch and notify them of what's going on.
The Ambassador Program, it said it started with 10 people, work in pairs. How many ambassadors are there now?
We have a total of 10 right now. It's
10 still. Okay.
And we're spread throughout the zone. So we go by zones in the police department. The transit side has lines. So we have 6 zones within the police department. It goes from zone 6 is Berryessa, and then we have the San Francisco zone. So we stretch from Berryessa all the way out. So as BART covers a lot of ground, but we're in every zone. Mm-hmm. But we're trains. We're at the station, standing by the station agent's booth, checking in, seeing people go in and out of the station, making sure they're okay. If we could help them, with anything, we're there to help. So our presence is on board and within the stations.
Are the ambassadors on during the entire hours of BART operation?
Right. So that's 7-day coverage. And we are, like I said, we float. So we cover 3 zones a day. So you could imagine that if I have 3 zones, if that's the C line, which is Contra Costa County, that's a huge line to cover. So we get our steps in for sure. We get our steps.
Sequoia, like you mentioned earlier, that being an ambassador is giving commuters a peace of mind and feeling safe on BART. I was wondering, how has the public responded to seeing ambassador out in the system?
Oh, they've been very welcoming. I can't stress that enough. They love seeing us. So they ask us what our job entails, and we share that with them. We're there for high visibility and presence to make you guys feel safe when you're on board a train, because that's very important for the transit system. It's important for ridership. We don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable when they're on board our trains. We want them to feel as safe as we can make them.
I'm just curious now, but the San Francisco Bay Area is such a diverse melting pot of cultures and languages. For communities or BART riders that may not speak English, what are their options when kind of seeing a BART transit ambassador?
You will not go without help out here if you need help, and you will be informed on what you need to know before you leave one of us. You're going to get the information you need. So we have a variation of backgrounds in the BART systems.
A lot of moving parts in BART, and with the introduction of these newer programs like the Ambassador Program, and as we mentioned a little bit previously, the Crisis Intervention Specialist, how can a commuter tell the difference between all these different roles? Again, the ambassadors, the crisis intervention specialists, and the more traditional BART police roles and the station agents.
So the ambassadors, as I said, we're like the first point of contact. The CIS are trained, they have backgrounds in social work. They specialize in mental health, strictly mental health. So they're really good at that. You'll be able to tell our uniforms are slightly different. We have the same color khakis, but they wear gray shirts with white writing on it. So it says crisis intervention on the back. And we also work under the same umbrella. Deputy Chief Averett is at the top. So she's getting everything together that's needed for our programs to blossom. And we kind of work hand in hand. I meet so many good people. I like seeing the progression of help. So if they're given the help they need, then we all win.
All right. Thank you for reviewing all of the efforts BART is undertaking to create a positive commuter experience and a better positive community. To conclude, are there any other initiatives BART is taking that either of you would like to mention?
I'll say this, BART is one of the top 5 transit systems in the States. And I think progressively, I've seen such a blossoming transit system. It's like no other. It's one of a kind. And I love what I'm seeing.
And I would just add that we're really focused on improving the rider experience, really listening to our riders and what they want to see from us, and then making those changes. And we want our riders to know we're focused on making sure, first and foremost, it's safe, not just from COVID, but your personal safety and security, and that the trains are arriving when they say they're going to, and that they're clean.
That wraps it up for our conversation with BART. Thank you once again, Alicia Trost, Chief Communications Officer, and Sequoia Taylor, BART Transit Ambassador, for taking time to answer our questions. And thank you to my colleagues, Jen Pollard and Shirley Lynn, for joining me as well. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.